So the comment was that sometimes world, and you mentioned that you come from a Bible as literature secular class from a secular college, and the suggestion is made that because there does seem to be development, especially between, like, say, the book of Genesis and how it presents God, even within the book of Genesis, and then what we find in the book of Revelation, that what that really means, the criticism could be leveled, what that really means is you've got a whole different God. You're worshiping a whole different God than they worshipped in the Old Testament, and you're really evidencing that there's no God behind all this, and that you've just allowed this thing to develop and be legend and myth. And the suggestion that was made, I like your analogy, is to say that, well, probably God hasn't changed, and it's not necessary to say from development within Scripture that God has changed. All that's necessary is to say that our understanding has changed. And I would say it to someone like this. I was talking to someone one time who was a real good friend of mine, and he had been married for about 6 years. And he told me, he said, when I married Sarah, he said, I didn't know her and I didn't love her. I don't know, whoa, what are you talking about? I was getting ready to go find his wife and go, hey, man, Seth's got to make this confession to you. He says he didn't even love you when he married you. And I said, well, you got to explain what you're talking about.
You were getting ready to go tell his wife that right off the bat?
Oh, yeah, I was. I'm all
Would
about
you like his
getting
wife
a guy
or
in trouble.
something?
No, I'm just all about getting people in trouble when they say stuff like that. But then he explained, he goes, listen.
I'm not telling you nothing.
Oh, you told me last night some stuff that I'm going to tell Christy.
Okay.
That was immediately my plan the moment you said it. He said, no, listen. He said, I thought I was in love with my wife. He said, and I thought I knew my wife, but I've spent 5 or 6 years or whatever it was with her. And he said, it's almost like I see a whole different person. Now, he wasn't saying that she had changed at all. He was saying, I've come to know her so much better that it's like I'm with a different person. And I've come to love her so much more because I know her so much better that I look back at that guy that married her and go, man, he didn't even know his wife and he didn't love her, but I do now. And it wasn't that his wife changed. It was that he grew in the knowledge of her and love for her. And I would say as we look even within the canon, intra-canonical theological development is the big, long phrase. Did you come up with that? I can't remember. I think it's in one of your books. Maybe you stole it from Dan Wallace or somebody. Okay. Within the Bible, even development within the Bible, but especially as we look at development over the last 2,000 years, what does that mean from a Christian's perspective? I would say those criticisms aren't fair at all, and that actually God hasn't changed one bit, but we know a whole lot more about him. And because we know a whole lot more about him, we can have a whole lot more love for him, and should.